Welcome this evening. We're delighted to be doing our draw tonight. One of you lucky people will be getting one complete one-to-one personal coaching session with either Cheryl or I. You get to choose which one you want to do it. I'm Linda Easthouse, and Cheryl, my coaching partner here. You all probably know her already. If you don't, you will love it when you do. This evening, we want to share a little bit about ourselves first, just so you know what you're getting into. Some of you know us quite well. Some of you don't know us at all. So we want to give you a little bit of our own story and then tell you a little bit about what Natural Bioenergetics can do for you, has done for us. Share some stories so you get a better idea of what you might want to address your session on. And then we have some very special announcements at the end for you as well. And we will then towards the end tell you whose ticket number is the lucky winner for here. We have a ticket, your registration gave you a ticket number. That number is what will identify you for the draw. So at the end, we will tell you whose number, and you can look at your tickets and see. So Cheryl, would you like to introduce yourself and tell us a little about why you love Natural Bioenergetics and what it's done for you?
Okay. Well, I'm Cheryl Hanna, and I'm a Natural Bioenergetics specialist and instructor. I live up in Prince George, BC, and I've been doing energy medicine for about 20 years now. I've always been interested in natural health. I raised a large brood of children, hardly ever seeing the doctor, and most of what we did was like just using herbs and things at home. In around 2003, I got trained in a discipline called kinesionics, which allowed us to figure out what's a good health remedy. If you have a particular condition, how do you know which herbs to use? And so one of the things it did was help me sort out in a more effective way which herbs would be good to use and how much and all that sort of thing. And then in 2010, I got introduced to natural bioenergetics, or it was health kinesiology at the time. And I started taking classes with Linda. And NB took up where kinesionics left off. Kinesionics is really good for looking after the physical body, but it didn't do anything to address the psychological issues and mental mindsets that I was keeping me stuck in a bad place at the time. So I started taking the classes and I started getting work done on myself, and oh my goodness, it totally changed my life. I went from being a victimized person in a very abusive relationship to somebody who owned her own business and is helping other people. Especially, I have a real heart for women who are in situations that were similar to mine. I had not only myself to get well, but I also had to lead all these kids into a better way of living because we had a dysfunctional family dynamic going on. So I was quite invested in not only getting myself straightened out, but being a good example for my kids and also being able to help them. And the power of this work in helping you to change your mindset so that you see your life differently, you see yourself differently, and you interact in a completely different way. And all those dysfunctional relationships and people just kind of drop out of your life, and you start to live life in a way that's more healthy and complete and satisfying. So that's why I've stuck with it. And I love the work. I love helping people transform. It's one of the best things ever.
Thank you. And we love having you too. It's been amazing to watch your journey and now have you as a colleague and work together with you. And it's been awesome.
She can attest to what a mess I was when we first started.
She needed the work when she started, but who didn't? We all did. I wouldn't be here without it either. So a little bit about me. I first got to know Natural Bioenergetics back in 2002 when we first moved to Calgary. We had been living, my family and I had been living in Peru, working with a nonprofit down there. And I had two boys who were at that time early teenagers, both of whom had been sick their entire lives, like entire lives. I don't know that we ever had an entire week where one or the other of them wasn't sick with one thing or another. My oldest one was allergic to everything you could breathe, and my youngest one was allergic to everything you could eat. So yeah, it was rough. And I grew up in a natural family. I learned I did my first reflexology certification when I was still in high school. My grandmother was one of the first women chiropractors in Canada. She graduated in the first class that graduated women in Canada. And so I grew up in a very natural family. I mean, I don't ever remember going to the doctor as a child, except when I broke a leg. And, you know, we very much like Cheryl, with very natural upbringing. And yet here I had these two kids who were horrendously sick their whole lives. Well, I have some theories on how that happened, but what I didn't have at that point was answers on how to make it not happen. And we moved from Peru to Canada looking for help, because in Peru, we had already been going to acupuncturists, working with one of the top herbalists in South America, working with one of the top allergists in South America. We'd done all the diets. We had done everything there was to do, and they were both still sick all the time. And so part of why we moved to Canada was in search of help for them. Well, we found there wasn't any. The medical system there was no better than it was in Peru. It was in some ways even worse, because you had to wait months and months and months to see anybody. The school system was a complete shock to them. They were used to Peruvian schools and homeschooling, and went into public school in Canada and discovered that that wasn't exactly an assistance for their educational needs either. Aside from which, they were in complete culture shock, even though they'd been to Canada a couple of times, and you know, they spoke relatively good English. They looked Canadian. They had Canadian passports, but they sure didn't feel Canadian. And the culture shock on top of everything else, of course, made all their allergies even worse. And we were in serious meltdown crisis mode. And with everything going on, I was still working for the nonprofit who was sending me to India and Africa and all over the place to teach for them and to oversee projects and all this kind of stuff, leaving these kids at home with their father, who was a wonderful father and did his absolute best. But at that point, they needed both their parents to keep things stable. And I was gone for sometimes a month at a time, and didn't take long until I was in complete burnout. On the outside, I functioned. I continued to work. I continued to do what needed to be done. But on the inside, I was as burned out, crispy fried as they came, and starting to develop all of the physical manifestations that go with that. And about that time, we met a fellow in our office who was a volunteer in the office, who said, we'd been up all night in the hospital again with one of the kids from an allergy attack, and you know, the whole drill. And he said, you know, I've been hearing about your kids, and you know, I do this natural stuff on the side. Would you like me to see if I can help them? And it was like, please, whatever, anything. Tell me when, tell me where, I'll be there. So we started seeing this fellow who had just 2 levels of natural bioenergetics training, back then called health kinesiology. He says, I do this for fun because I love helping people. And he had the very basic beginning training, but he knew how to deal with allergies. You learn that in level 2. He knew that, and it was absolutely amazing. So I was watching him every week or 2. We'd go have an appointment. He'd work with both the boys, and I was there watching this. You know, 3 months in, suddenly they're not using their puffers anymore. They were both on 2 puffers and 2 antihistamines. Suddenly they're not using their puffers anymore. This is interesting. I like this. A few months later, they're not taking their antihistamines anymore because they just don't need them. And haven't been an emergency for months. That was really unusual. And so I said, well, can you do a session for me? I've been watching this the whole time. I was dying to feel what it was they were feeling and what they were doing, because my kids loved it. So he said, oh, sure. So we booked an appointment just for me. And I said, well, I have 3 allergies. And he goes, okay, let's do the session. Didn't even tell him what they were. He nailed them exactly. At the end of the session, he goes, you know, by the way, your thyroid doesn't work. I go, I know, it never has. I've been on thyroid medication since I was 13. I take the highest dose they make. I have 0 thyroid function. I know that. He goes, well, would you like that fixed? Really? Sure. Absolutely. So 2 sessions later, it was like a flip of a switch.
Yeah.
My thyroid went on, it zoomed up to normal, and it has been normal pretty much ever since.
Yeah.
I still get it tested every 5 or 10 years just for fun, just to prove that I'm still good. But I waited 3 months, because that's about how long it takes for your blood to shift. I probably didn't need you, but I did. And I called up my doctor, who was very used to me going, something's wrong with my thyroid again. Can we retest it and adjust the levels and play with, because we've been doing that since I was 13. I called her up and said, my thyroid's changed. Can you test it? Oh yeah, sure. She sent the lab thing over, went and got it. She called me back. She said, it looks really good. You're fine. What's the problem? I go, there's no problem, actually. I just haven't taken any of the pills, like not a one, for 3 months. She says, oh, the lab must be wrong. We'll redo it. So they redid it and it was still fine.
Yeah.
She said, this is not possible. And I go, well, it is actually. It's just not possible in the medical world. But yes, this is possible. My body has changed. Yeah. She said, well, I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it and come and see me in 3 months. We'll retest it. I go, no, you've already tested it twice. It's good. Well, 6 months. All right. 6 months, we retest it again. And in a year, we retested it. And then I said, we're not testing anymore. I'm done. I know we're fine. It's been good for a year. Haven't taken a single pill. We're good. So every 5 years, more or less, I tested and I'm still good.
Yeah.
So about time this was all going on and my kids were no longer using the antihistamines like candies, and we were all starting to feel better, and my burnout was starting to get some level of control because the sessions I was doing with him was starting to feel like a human being again, sort of. At any rate, I went to him and I said, look, whatever you do, I need to know. Teach me everything you know. And he said, well, I can't. I only have level 2. And I go, what do you mean you only have level 2? I goes, how many levels are there? He goes, 10. And I go, you only have 2 and you can do all of this? Teach me everything you know. And so he sent me to Jimmy Scott, who sent me to Vivian Klein, because Jimmy Scott is the founder. He started it all. Jimmy wasn't teaching at that time. No one was teaching in Canada at that time. And Vivian, thank heavens, had just moved from the UK to the US and was opening her practice in the US in California. So I called up Vivian and said, when is your next class? Where is your next class? She told me, I will be there. How do I get there? Where are you? And I flew to California and started my journey. And at the end of that first class from the airport, I called my husband and said, this is what I want to do with the rest of my life. Is this okay that I just completely change careers at this point? He goes, absolutely. Whatever we're going to make work, whatever works for you, works for me. And he has been the absolute gem of support ever since. Well, I flew to California and spent thousands of dollars getting all my training and becoming a certified natural bioenergetics specialist, and then doing it all over several times to get my teaching. And anyway, the story is, here I am. I absolutely love it. I see miracles every day, and there is nothing better in the world.
And we're happy to tell you that if you are interested in this as a profession for yourself, you don't have to spend thousands of dollars flying anymore, because we're now starting to teach online. In fact, I'm going to be starting an intro course in August. So if you're
an intro course in August for BC up there.
Yes.
I'm going to do an intro course online for online ones. We also have some intro courses going in the UK. There's one that just happened in Scotland. There'll be another one in, I believe, London in the near future. So new classes are available starting in the fall for everybody. We run these all the time. So if you want to learn how to do this, yes, absolutely. However, if you just like the miracles for you, we're happy to help you too.
That's right.
So
we're always looking for new people.
Yes. Your individual session will address whatever area of your life you want to do.
Yeah. So just to give you the idea, we've shared some of our personal stories about what it did for us. We have seen people come into our practice. I had one client a number of years ago I worked with. She had been diagnosed with a uterine tumor. And I started working with her, and within several months, it disappeared. Now, I never treated it directly. All I did was address all the things that the body said it needed to have supported in order for it to have the energy to go back and heal itself. We don't heal anybody. All we do is support your body's ability to heal itself.
And I think one of the biggest things that makes this different than anything else, and whether you're coming at it from the private session approach or whether you're coming at it through the coaching approach, is that in natural bioenergetics, we listen to what your body wants to tell you. We don't have a predetermined plan. We don't have a protocol. We don't have a, you take this, do that. It's, well, let's balance your body and hear what it wants to tell you, and then we'll do whatever it asks for. And that approach sets us apart from everything else. And whether it's the coaching approach or whether it's the private session approach, that is how we approach it.
Yeah.
Your body has something to say to you, and you need to listen to it. And when you listen to it, the body will take over and do what it needs to do. Whether you're talking about emotional healing or mental healing or traumas or physical healing, whatever your body wants, it can do. And the other thing is it can also deal with things that are dreams and desires. It's not just about healing bad things.
Yes.
I work with so many people who are semi-professional sports because they want to up their game. They want to deal with their mind blocks. They want to gain that edge that they know they have. They want to bring out their best. And so I work with a lot of, and I know Cheryl does too, a lot of business leaders and business people and women starting their own business to help them get through all the mindset and blockages and fears and doubts and to be the best they can be and to really optimize their business and their life.
The very fact that I'm on this video is a testimony to the power of this work. Because Linda has had the hardest time ever trying to get me on video to do anything, but here I am.
Here she is, and she does great. So your private coaching session that one of you is going to win today will address any of those kinds of things that you want. We could go on telling you stories about wonderful clients all day long. And just know that whatever it is that you want to change, your body knows the answer to it.
Yes.
It's just a matter of listening to it and helping you get rid of the stress that's stopping you from doing it. And so that's our approach. Even in our coaching plan, we have our women's coaching plan of 12 or 24 weeks, depending on where you want to go. There is no set answer. There is no, this is who you have to become. This is what you have to do. This is, we don't have a cookie cutter that says this is the kind of woman you're supposed to be. We say, let's take all the junk, the layers, the crud, the experiences, the whatever from the rest of your life off and see what comes out. And then where do you want to go? Who do you want to become? What do you want to be? And we'll support you and help you with whatever it takes to get you there. That's our approach. So although we have a 12-week list of topics, those are very fluid topics because it really depends on what you want to do, where you want to be, who you want to be. And that's what we're after.
And we walk the walk. We don't just talk it. We're actually implementing a lot of these strategies in our own life. So what you're getting from us is the benefit of our own experience in working through some of the issues that are going to be addressed in the coaching program. So we don't just take away the negatives out of your life. We also give you something positive that works in its place. And the other thing that sets us apart is that energy medicine component where we do this group work together, because even though we're individuals, a lot of us have the same sort of issues. We're all afraid of not pleasing people. We're all afraid of people getting mad at us. We're all afraid of being different and standing out from the crowd. What would that look like? Would people still accept me or like me? Will I be able to have friends if I actually acted on what I really wanted to do? Those are all common things. And so those common themes allow us to work together with you in a group and still address your individual needs within the context of that group. And I'm just going to tell you that being in a group of people who are doing the same thing is a great way to move yourself forward, because you're working with people in a community who have the same, they understand where you're coming from because they're going through it themselves. And so you're there to support one another. So, you know, why not join us? One of the things that we're going to be offering to people who are watching this is 2 opportunities to be a part of our coaching group, so you can experience what it's like to be in the group and see what it is we actually do.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, if you've never been in a group coaching situation and you thinking, oh, group, I'm not sure I want to open, I don't want, yeah, group, you know, come and join us for 2 weeks and see what it's like. I think you'll find we're not your typical group, and we don't approach it in the way most groups do. And for those issues where you may need a personal session, to deal with an issue that comes up, those are available as extras if you want.
Yeah.
And we do those when they're necessary too. And some people just prefer to work one-on-one, and we're fine with that. I do personal coaching and personal NB sessions all the time.
Yeah.
Love my clients, but I really love the group coaching because it allows us a depth and an opportunity that isn't available in most coaching programs, because we do the energy work with it. So when you're feeling stuck, instead of having to power through it and push through it and, I'm just going to do this the way so many coaching programs force you to do it, we do the energy work to take out the stress, to take out the beliefs, to take out the things that hinder you, and to put in the things that are going to facilitate you so that you can just flow through it. And it's a very different approach. So we hope you will come and join us for those 2 weeks.
So Linda, who's the lucky person?
Oh, yes. All right. We have the list here. Of the 14 people who signed up for this, the person who holds the ticket number that ends in 9715. If your ticket number ends in 9715, you are the lucky person who gets to choose either a session with me or a session with Cheryl. So if you would message us or phone us or email me, or however you want to get hold of us, do that soon. And of course, we will go look up, because Eventbrite keeps all the actual emails that go with the numbers. We will go look up who that number belongs to and call you tomorrow morning.
And because we believe that everybody should be a winner, we also have something else to offer you.
Yes, everyone on here has the option of doing 2 free 30-minute coaching sessions with us, specifically around getting clear on your goals. So we have a 2-session, 30 minutes process that will help you clarify what it is that you're looking for in life. What is it that you want to achieve in the next 6 months? What is it that you want to do to change your life and get yourself back on track, to put yourself back in the driver's seat so that you're no longer driven by those around you, those expectations, those social pushes, that pressure that you're feeling, and allow you to take responsibility for yourself, for your choices, for your actions, and what do you need to do to get your life moving on the track to where you want to go. So if you'd like those 2 sessions, we will be phoning all of you over the next couple of weeks. Actually, probably over the next week, we will phone you all, and just to set up the first appointment with that. You can choose to do your appointment with either Cheryl or I. If you don't have a choice, you will just be assigned. Our admin assistant, Ina, is the one who will make those initial calls just to get the appointment set up. So if you see a phone call from Ina, please pick that up. And we look forward to doing those 2 free sessions with everybody who wants it.
Yeah, they're actually a lot of fun. I've been finding, well, it's a great way for me to get to know the people that I'm talking to. But one of the benefits of doing these calls with us is because you probably have never had these questions asked to you in the way that we ask them, and you've never had a way of systematically thinking through, well, what is it that I really want in life, and how am I actually going to do this? So the benefit of those 2 calls alone is that it helps you to clarify your own dreams and desires and think about what is actually possible for you, and in changing directions or improving on what it is that you're doing.
Yeah. And we find many women actually know what they want. They just don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
It's in their heads. They know what the end goal is. They know what they want their life to be like, but they can't figure out how to get from here to there. And that's part of what we'll help you with, is getting you started on the right path, because everybody's path is going to be different. As we said, we don't do cookie cutter. We're not good at that. We do personalized. You need to do this, and here's where you go. And you need to do that, and there's where you go. And so we'll help you figure out, get you pointed in the right direction on where you want to go. And then if you want to work more with us, we would be delighted to have you. If you decide that that's what you needed and now you're ready to run and go, all the more power to you. We'd be happy to have you in our community. Most of you are on our Facebook community or in our LinkedIn community, one of the 2, Healthy Mindset and Lifestyle Community. Keep that in your mind, Healthy Mindset and Lifestyle Community. That is where we put out all our links for things. We post encouragement and inspiration in there. It is not a place where you will find nasty, angry rants. We don't allow them there. We'd love to have people on there sharing their stories and what's happening, but we do moderate it pretty well. And all of our events are on there. So one of the things that we do for our community is twice a month, the first Thursday and the third Thursday of each month, we have a community class. We do ask you to register simply because that allows us to know who's going to be there and let the right people in on the Zoom so we don't get bombed by somebody who shouldn't be in there. Don't get, you know, it's just, for security purposes, it's just better if we do the registration. Registration for the community classes is always free. Just sign up, that's all you need, and you'll get the link to get in with. And those community classes are simply a teaching on some topic relevant to women in our journeys and the things that we're hearing from our clients, the things that are coming up for people around us, what we're hearing in the coaching classes, what we're hearing, you know, on Facebook as this is an issue for a bunch of people right now. So the last one we did, for instance, was on being present as an antidote to anxiety and how being present can help you overcome anxiety, and some tips and help around that aspect. If you want that replay, let us know. We'd be happy to send it to you. We'd also like you to join. You can join the inner circle where we post those replays and other special things that are just for people who really want a little closer relationship. So the healthy lifestyle and mindsets for everybody. Please invite all your friends. It's a place where we'll put out a lot of positivity for people, not the fake kind of positivity, but the real stuff that'll help you.
And if you have a topic that you would like to have covered in one of our community webinars that we do, one of our classes, the healthy mindset and lifestyle place is a really good place to make those suggestions. Yeah. Or you can just direct message us.
Sure, direct message us or direct message to Ina, the admin. Get a hold of us one way or the other. We'd love to address whatever topic it is that you guys actually want to hear about. But please join those classes and invite your friends to those classes. They are not your typical webinar where it's a pitch to buy our product. They are a class to serve our community. Yes, we do mention our coaching program, but that's just because we can't really talk about us without talking about what we do, and that's part of it. But they're a teaching class. They're designed to help you get through life more easily and to find your way through the issues that are facing you today. So please put it on your calendar. First and third Thursdays of every month, we're doing those little classes. If you can't attend on that night, make sure you register anyway, because anyone who registers will get the replay link, so you can watch it at your leisure. So you don't have to miss out on the teaching parts if you're busy on a Thursday night. And I know for lots of kids, you know, women with kids, there's sports activities and different things on Thursday night, so you can't attend. But you can always just register and then you'll get the replay to watch it at your leisure. So with that, reminder, whoever has the ticket number 9715, get hold of us. You get to book. Yay. We'll announce in the group who that is after I go into Eventbrite and look it up. And all of you, get hold of us or take our call or answer our messages to book in your 2 free coaching calls. They're just help you clarify your goals. It's one of the services we offer everybody, and it's an opportunity to just help women to give back to the community and do things that will help people. If you're interested in the coaching and want to join and see what it's like for 2 weeks, if you want to take us up on that offer of 2 free weeks in the coaching group, please let us know and we'll get you booked in there so that you can attend 2 weeks back to back. It'll give you a flavor of what it's like and really help you to know whether it's right for you, whether it's the right group for you.
Yeah. Do we want to say anything about our upcoming contest at this point?
Oh, sure. Why not? Tell us about it.
Okay. So one of the things that we want to do is we want to get our numbers up to at least 500 right now in our group.
In the healthy mindset and lifestyle community.
Yes. So one of the ways that you can help us is by inviting your friends into that group. And what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we keep track of who's invited whom. And the person who invites the most people into the group, by the time we hit 500, will win a $50 Amazon gift card.
Mm-hmm. So when you invite people, make sure that if they join the group, you go in and say, hey, hi, I invited you. So we know who invited them. We
And we
will
can
also
welcome
ask
them.
them. We will actually contact them each and ask who invited you. But just to be sure, because sometimes more than one person invites the same person. So whatever, when they join the group, make sure you let us know that you invited them so that we can credit them to you. Because it's not just how many you invite, but how many actually join the group. We're going to count who has the most people, most of their friends join the group.
Yeah.
So once they've joined, we will credit you with that invite. So get out inviting your friends and let's get this group up to 500 and serve more women. This healthy mindset and lifestyle community is all about service to women, and that's what it's there for. That's what we want to do. And the coaching program and the personal sessions is gravy on top for us. I love doing that. That's my favorite fun. But women need this kind of a group where they can come, where they can get some encouragement, some inspiration, some teaching, some community, and have a safe place to hang out. And that's what we want it to be. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for participating. And do get hold of us to take advantage of any of those things that make sense for you.
Sounds good.
Awesome. We'll talk to you in the group. See you all there.
Bye now.